Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to the First Generation Aggies podcast where we bring inspirational stories and resources to you, our first gen network. I'm your host, Abel, and today I'm here with Alex Zavala, who is our podcast outreach coordinator, who does so much behind the scenes from scheduling our episodes to talking to our guests, doing pre screenings, and everything along those lines. We're super excited to have her here today, filling in for our co host, Isaac. So Alex, would you like to tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and maybe some of your background?
For sure. Hey guys, it's finally good to be here and actually be talking with y'all. I'm Alex, and I'm originally from Austin. I lived there my whole life, and my family thought I'd be going to UT. That's not what happened. Kind of came to A&M on a whim. I hadn't visited the campus, like I didn't know people here. I didn't know my roommates, but I decided to come here, and I really love it.
Okay, awesome. And then could you tell them maybe a little bit about your role within the podcast, which is awesome what you're doing, and I just want them to make sure they're aware of your full kind of capacity and the scope that you work with the podcast.
For sure. So usually, Abel recommends people to me who may be interested. They've outreached and shown interest in actually coming on and talking with y'all. Also, so my job is to get in contact with them, schedule a screening beforehand so we can learn a little bit more about them. Um, Start getting with them to schedule the actual official episode and try to get that a little set up with all the moving pieces. And yeah, that's what I do.
Awesome, awesome. So, I guess going back to today's episode, today we'll be going over 5 tips for success speaking from a first generation perspective. And we have research and statistics lined up for you guys. It's going to be an awesome episode. But before we get into the actual episode and our tips, we want to mention that we're doing another giveaway. This time it'll be a $40 Amazon gift card giveaway. By the way, congrats to our last winner, Anastasia. Also, we will announce the winner on our Instagram. So make sure you're following us on Instagram. We do a whole live review of the winner. That way, you guys could make sure you guys see that you guys are entered in and stuff like that. And how do you enter in this one? Same way as the last one. This one, you just have to comment either your favorite tip or preferably a tip that you would recommend, something that you learned throughout your college experience that you wish you would have known freshman year and you could have maybe done that and it could have helped you succeed academically or even personally for sure. Either way, those would be great. Like I said, just like, comment, and you're entered in, and we will announce the winner a week from. You have a week to enter from the date this video podcast is posted, and we will announce the winner a week later on our Instagram. So make sure you guys are following us there. So, our tips. Tip number 1. This is coming from my personal experience. I would like to tell everyone to sit in the front of the classroom and pay attention. This is very intuitive. Everyone thinks, oh, I do that. I go to class. I'm always paying attention, stuff like that. Yeah, we kind of do our freshman year. The first week we're always there. We show up on time, but later on, you kind of get more comfortable. Start going more toward the back. Um, Maybe you're on your phone a little bit. I know I have when you're in a big lecture hall with over 200, students. It's easy to kind of isolate yourself and stuff along those lines, but it really is a difference. And to prove this point, I brought in a great statistic from the University of British Columbia Psychology Department, who actually did a study on the impact of classroom seating location and computer use on academic student performance. So, what they found was for every row a student sat away from the actual lecture, there was an average grade decline of 0.75 points. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but when we're talking about like a 40-row lecture hall, it really does add up. And this really proves the seating point. And on the second part of this, they said they also found an effect on computer use. So they monitored the students and they saw if a student was on their computer, kind of doing, even they said they were doing notes on their computer, there was still an average grade dropping of 3.88 percentage points when they use their computer in class. So that kind of goes into our kind of known fact that paper notes are the way to go, especially in like a class like math or something like that. There might be some times where computer would be more beneficial, but hard notes are always the way to go. And sit in front of class Also, teachers will recognize your face more if you're the closer you are to them, and that could definitely come in handy when you're absent, and you could go to them saying, "Hey, here's I know you might recognize me. I'm sorry I missed class. I know you know I'm always here. I was really sick," and then I guarantee they will work with you for sure if they
Yeah,
recognize you.
I've totally had professors where, I go to them asking for extra credit at the end, or just like, hey, is there anything I can do to bump up my grade? And having sit in the front of the class and talking with them after class or asking questions, it really makes a difference. And if they see that you're putting effort in, they're more likely to help you in the end. So, the second tip that we wanted to talk about is being organized. You think way beforehand, you're like, no, I got this all set out. I know how long it's going to take me to do this. I can do it the day of. Um, but then life happens and you realize, I didn't account for my car breaking down. So it's really nice to have something where you have all of your work for that week, for the month, all set out. There's multiple things you can use. It really just depends on what works for you. Some people use planners, some people use whiteboards, other use like their phone. I have a friend who uses a planner on her phone, and that way it's portable. It's with you the whole time. You can check things on the fly if you're like, oh, I forgot today was Wednesday. It's all right there. It's all organized, all together. It's really nice also if you wanted to put like assignments, class times. I need to study, like things like that. It's really, really nice to have together. And if you did want planners and things that can help you stay organized, Amazon has a ton of good products. I personally got a planner from Amazon. I love it. It's so thick. Um, and it helps me. It has a month to set out, it has the weeks, it has project tips that I want to do, what I need to get done that month, what I want to get done that month, a budget. It helps me stay organized for sure.
So also on the note of the planners, I personally did never used a planner. I thought, like most people, oh, I'll remember when that big assignment is due for 25% of my grade in 3 months from now. But obviously, whenever you try to plan that far ahead, college doesn't work that way. Honestly, college goes week by week and sometimes even day by day when you get to finals. So I would really recommend that, especially in our virtual environment today. I know we might be returning to in person later on, but this virtual, environment, it's almost a necessity. It should be included in your school supplies along with textbooks. Because if you don't have a planner or some way to plan your days and projects, even outside of class, like your organizational meetings or something like that, it could definitely slip by and you could miss some very, very important things for sure. Okay, so for tip three, attend free tutoring and free professor office hours. Neither of these are utilized to the advantage that they can be used by most of the student body. Just because one, it's kind of when you hear tutoring, you kind of think you got to pay, but when you get to here at A&M, there is free tutoring, and it's not hidden, but it's not very known, and that's what we kind of want to bring to light here. I'll talk to the tutoring first. So where do I find it? I'm not gonna just tell you it's out there. I'm gonna tell you exactly where to find it. If you just go to Google and put A&M Academic Success Center, it should be one of the first two links. You click on there, and they offer a variety of free tutoring from just about every core class that you take as a freshman to probably about sophomore, maybe even junior class, across a variety of subjects. From accounting 209 to electrical engineering 370, I was able to find available sessions this semester through their website, which is also easy to use. Um, like I said, these tutoring services are completely free to you. You already paid for them in your tuition, so you might as well take advantage of them. In today's virtual environment, they even offer them through Zoom. There's like Zoom meetings already set up. You just go in there, look at their schedule. Let's say Tuesday you don't have class and you see they're available from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. You could just hop in on there, join the session, and there's a tutor there waiting to work with you. I've definitely taken advantage of this in an economics class I'd taken. It was economic game theory. Very tough class here at A&M, but it was very rewarding. And those tutor sessions saved my grade for sure. I could definitely say they saved my grade, and always very helpful to help. Um, let's see. Also, go to your professor's office hours. They Office hours are a time for you to connect one on one with your professor. And I know some people might think it would be kind of awkward or something like that. No, they really really want to meet you. uh, your professors, they hold these because they want to help you. So if you have any questions over a homework, if you want to maybe argue a question on exam, or even I would recommend, the first week of class when you first started and take that class, show up to their office hours, introduce yourself, especially if it's a class you want to like you're going to use in your career. Let's say it's a marketing class and it's your first intro to marketing. Show up, tell them, "Hey, professor, I'm very interested in your class. My name." Introduce yourself, and ask them, "What was your path to becoming a marketing professor?" And then you can make that connection with them, and that'll definitely, like we said earlier, from recognizing your face, it will help you out in the end. Professors will do kind of show a little help toward you if you attend their office hours and really make that connection with them for sure. Um, they can also give you, like I said, professional advice. You could get even a letter of recommendation for them later on. If you want to go to grad school, it's very important to make these connections with your professors and show them that you really do care about their class.
Yeah, they also, a lot of them are doing research. Like, I know one of my professors actually mentioned in an office hour I went to that he was conducting his own type of research. He was looking for research assistants, that kind of thing. So, if you show that you're passionate about whatever they are teaching, they will make an effort to help you be successful in that.
But
So,
yeah,
another
that's all I wanted
helpful
to say.
tool that you can use on top of all of the ones that I've mentioned is going to the Career Center. This, I think, is extremely undervalued between, like, with all the undergrads. Like, nobody takes advantage of it like they should. They do a wide variety of things, from helping review your resume, looking for internships, finding a part-time job. They it's amazing what they do. I know that they have like resume templates that you can actually use to make a resume in case you don't have one and you're like completely lost. If you go to the homepage, which you could find by just typing in like TAMU Career Center, they actually have links that would take you for any resources from current students, former students, potential students. They have a wide variety of things, along with a link that could take you to the average salaries of whatever job, major, that kind of thing that you're in. And you could just check out each semester what the average salary was for forestry majors. And it's all based on previous students who have filled out a survey to help A&M kind of keep track of that thing and offer this resource to students now.
Center, I know it's kind of well, it's safe to say it's more beneficial to seniors because, when you're looking for a job and you maybe want to negotiate salary, it's good to have those resources to where you can see, hey, my majors are making this much money, so I kind of expect this much money. Salary negotiations, a whole other topic, which is very awkward to discuss. But like I said, they provide these resources which could really help you uh, take advantage of that and be more confident when discussing that. That being said, as a freshman, it's super super helpful if you take advantage of this resource early on. My reason being is because when you get more into the graduation stage, it's so much more easier to get a job when you have internship experience. How do you get that internship experience early? You create your resume. A lot of people don't know how to create a well structured resume. They think, okay, let me just put my experience here. Some people don't have experience, so they think, how do I fill in this space? The Career Center is so helpful with that. I recommend going to Aaron Longoria. He helped me with mine for sure, and he really did help me land a couple of part time jobs, internships, and stuff like that. So they're a very great resource early on, and definitely take advantage of them as early as freshman year. And this leads us to our final tip, tip number 5, which is join campus organizations. I've mentioned this a lot, and there's a reason for it. It teaches you leadership skills, it teaches you communication skills, and it looks great on a resume. Really, really great on a resume. Um, you probably hear this a lot. Someone with like a very, very high GPA could lose their spot in a job to someone who has maybe lower GPA but shows that they were involved on campus. And these organizations are a great way to join one. They're very laid back. It's very intimidating, for me to say, hey, go join this college level organization with people who are seniors and juniors and stuff like that. That's one thing that really deterred me in the beginning. But just going there, we're super laid back. As every time you see a new face, coming from an officer perspective, it's awesome to see that people really want to be a part of your organization and that you're helping people who were you were once in their shoes, so you kind of feel like you're helping yourself in kind of a sense. So definitely take advantage of that. And then again, like I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna just tell you join organizations. I'm gonna tell you where to find these organizations here at A&M. So the best place to find out which organization a which organizations A&M offers is the MSc Open House. We'll throw up a little bit of video and pictures on the screen now. But at the beginning of every semester, usually on a Sunday, almost every organization at A&M, which includes over 1,200, gathers at the MSc building where they set up their own booths and stands and stuff like that. Where you, as a student, have the opportunity to walk around the whole building, which is a huge building, and talk to them about to see what if they're right for you. This is very very awesome experience. It's very very casual. It's not like you're going and you're signing up for them. You're going to learn about. They're trying to learn about you just as much as you're trying to learn about them. So they're very helpful. Anything from like chess club to video gaming clubs to first generation Aggies. We're always there, and you could definitely come up to our booth, and we would be happy to say hello. I'll have Alex talk a little bit about the MSc open house because I know she has attended a couple. So, coming from her experience, I will definitely let her go ahead and talk about this because it would be awesome to hear from her.
Yeah, for sure. So I did go to the MSc open house my freshman year, first semester. I had heard about it and I was like, I want to get involved. I want some fun things thrown into classes because usually first year classes aren't that fun. I went with one of my friends and we walked into the MSc, which is a ginormous building, and it was packed. It was so crazy to see that many organizations all in one area. Like there was booths lined up wall to wall, like all over the place. They all were really friendly and they were really open to anybody who would go up and try to talk with them. They did want you to learn more about them. They wanted to know you, as you said, Abel. Um, they usually would give like little pamphlets of, oh, here's like more information. If you want to come to our informational, here's where we're going to have it. Here's the time. You could check out like our website or whatever. Join a group me. A lot of them were really like really chill. They wouldn't pressure you to sign up for anything if they kind of got the vibe that you weren't really into it. But they're all really nice. Yeah, I mean, I saw a crochet club, the anime club, horticulture, like Feeding America. Like there's so many organizations. Like if you can think of it, there may be somebody there who's also interested in. They have an organization for it.
So that brings us to the end of this episode. We really hope that these tips were very beneficial to you guys. We worked a lot on these and really tried to present the research that we found and, from our own personal experience, which personal experience goes a long way. And we really want to help you guys, succeed in any capacity that we can. So that leads us to the end of this episode. And before we let you guys go, let's go ahead and ask our one of our famous last minute questions to our guest Alex here, which is, what is your favorite quote or a quote that you try to live by, Alex?
I try to live by uh, a quote. It's not a real one, but don't be afraid to get told no. Apply for everything, even if you think I'm not qualified. I've talked to a professor who said she applied for a job in Paris. She did not know French. She did not feel like she was qualified for the job, but it's honestly not your decision to make. Like if the people who are hiring think you aren't qualified, you won't get it. It's that simple. But a lot of the times people aren't getting jobs because they're not applying. I guess it's like what's the saying, you miss all the shots you don't take. So, I try to live by
Yeah,
that.
for sure. Awesome. Well, that's awesome to hear. Last thing before we let you viewers go, we want to mention that if you or someone else is interested in being a guest on our podcast and have an enlightening first generation story or have beneficial resources that first generation students should be aware of, please contact the email that you are viewing on your screen now. It should be on the screen, and send us any questions that you have or potential guests that you think we should have on. Also, a quick shout out to our sponsor, Northwest Drivetrain and Services, located in Houston and Conroe, Texas. They offer a wide variety of semi truck parts and services such as drive shaft repairs and transmission and differential rebuilds. So, if you or someone you know owns a big rig, be sure to tell them to check out Northwest Drivetrain and Services for any of their semi truck needs. And last but not least, don't forget to wear a mask, wash your hands, social distance, and Giga Maggies.